Yeah. MD, JPB, it's only right, baby.
Yeah, why you mad? I got a bad bro. Name hot in these streets, no Tabasco. But I'm so stuck, that's a fact, yo. And if you think I'm frontin', you can run it back, yo. Go on, run it back.
You know that I run it. Everything you wanna do, I already done it. And I got your little boo telling me she love me. I got this damn, it's gonna be a long night.
Hello guys, what is up? It is me, Prince of this, and I'm back here with another video. And today we are doing what if Naruto was a hybrid once again. And I changed the thumbnail, so most of you who are confused about what a hybrid Naruto is of, he's part goddess, part, well, demon. And I know I wanted to kind of like leave a little mystery behind, but yes, his parents are Meliodas and Elizabeth, obviously. As to what happened to them, I'll tell you that like when we reach Shippuden, which should be right after this part. So yeah, the reason why they're actually not there is actually very simple. It's not that big of a deal, but I've been keeping it a mystery because that makes the story better. So yeah, let's just get right into it. And I swear to God, if one of you puts in the comments, what is he a hybrid of, I will freaking delete your comment. Even if it's supposed to be a joke, I'm tired of always hearing that. I know that I didn't specify what he was a hybrid of, but now I am. So if you ask me that question again, I will delete your comment. No lie. Let's get right into it. So last part we started off with Naruto entering the exams and dominating, as well as meeting Orochimaru, who he then almost killed. Sasuke did not get the curse mark, and they passed the the force of death quite easily. Naruto then went to beat Kiba and beat him quite easily, with Lee now admiring him because when he got hurt, Naruto even healed him. And by this point, guys started to like Naruto as well. And when the fights were over for the preliminary, everyone knew that Naruto was not to be taken lightly. And Naruto then met Jiraiya, who helped him control his dark side by giving him like a little seal. And he also got KCM because of that, because, well, why not? And then it quickly faded though, because Naruto still hasn't gotten complete control over it. Naruto was then attacked by Gaara, who came to test him, and Naruto beat him with his chakra arm. So after that, Naruto went on to learn the Lion Mane Jutsu, frog summoning, as well as a bunch of other things from Jiraiya, and he learned them really quickly. And in between training sessions, Naruto also trained Sakura, who wanted to get stronger, and she now used a technique similar to Lady Tsunade. So she was freakishly strong and quite good as taijutsu now, but not that good yet. Then Naruto fought Neji and beat him, and then gave him and Hinata a chance to make up. Sasuke then showed up on the scene and fought Gaara, who then went a little crazy and started to be taken over by Shukaku after seeing his own blood. This allowed the Konoha Crush to start, and Naruto would then reveal his angel wings and chase after Gaara, who was being chased by Sasuke because he wanted to finish their fight. And when he caught up, he saw Sasuke fight and then lose, and then he jumped in and saved Sasuke, and then let Shukaku just like fully transform so he could shut him up once and for all. Naruto would have just released about 30% of his full power, being covered in light and dark energy, as he would punch Shukaku while creating a giant claw with his yin side, which was his dark side. This would knock back Shukaku, who would then regain balance as Naruto then rushed at him full speed. However, as he would, Shukaku would throw a giant, just drilling wind bullet at him, a bunch of them actually. Naruto would swiftly evade this, as he would then use the multi-shadow clone jutsu, and the clones would surround Shukaku, just shooting arc beams at him multiple times. These beams would hit Shukaku until Shukaku had enough of it and destroy the clones using his sand. Then he would throw a huge sand wave of Naruto, who just flies up, avoiding it quite easily. This guy is such a pain, says Naruto. He would then fall, start falling and kicking the beast, just drop kicking the beast, who would start to fall to the ground angry. Naruto's demonic strength was nothing to laugh at, so when Shukaku was hit, he definitely felt something. Now at this point, Sasuke would then get up to see this tremendous battle. Naruto was fighting the Ichibi Shukaku as if he would anyone else. However, Naruto was like throwing huge dark and light attacks at him, of course, because he is still giant. And Naruto would then keep fighting Shukaku as he would dodge another drilling air bullet from him, and then he would put his hand out. Out of the palm of his hand, a bunch of dark shards would just come out, hitting Shukaku over and over as he was forced to just cover himself with sand. Coward, says Kurama. He started a fight he can't even finish. Naruto would then say, still, he just won't go down. I guess I can't get rid of him for good. I'm just gonna have to stop him from today. All the shards stuck in Shukaku's sand would then start to grow, seeping into it until they start to cover Shukaku's entire body, and they wrap as well as restrain him. Naruto would then fly down and see Gaara on the top of his head, as he would say, "Well, I need you to wake up, buddy." He would then pull back his fist, punching Gaara and ripping him out of Shukaku, as he would be slammed back in the forest, and he would like hit into a tree. "Ooh, maybe you should have held back a bit," says Kurama. "Yeah, maybe," says Naruto. This is when Shukaku's body would start to crumble, like as Naruto's dark material re-entered his body, and he would then breathe a sigh of relief as he would then land by a knocked out Gaara, and he sees Sasuke, who was on the ground, looking at Naruto in shock. "You can fly?" asked Sasuke. Naruto would then walk over, healing him, as he would say he'll explain later. "Sorry, but it looks like you won't get to finish your fight. Maybe next time," says Naruto. He would then tap Sasuke on the shoulder as he then runs to Gaara to, bend down and inspect his wounds. And as he does, Sasuke looks down at his hand and he clenches it into a fist. "Yeah, maybe next time," thinks Sasuke. Now, as for Naruto, as he checks Gaara, he asks Kurama, "His body can't hold Shukaku, can it?" Kurama would then sigh, saying, "No, he can't. That might have been why he's always on edge. Poor kid probably gets no sleep with Shukaku messing with him all the time." This would make Naruto mad, as he would then have a quick idea. He then searches for Gaara's seal and he finds it on his shoulder, and as he touches the seal, using his light energy, he forces his way through the seal, making it stronger. "Kid, what are you doing? This is dangerous," says Kurama. "I got lucky to get you, but Shukaku isn't as kind as you are," says Naruto. Kurama slightly chuckles, with Naruto just continuing to force energy into the seal, and as he does this, from the side of him, like, walk up Kankuro and Temari, who are on guard. "Let him go now," says Temari with a bit of, anger and nervousness in her voice. "No, not until I've helped him," says Naruto. The two would then be in shock, as they would let Naruto use his arc energy to fortify the seal. He thought if he could enhance himself, then maybe he can enhance the seal too. Naruto then takes his hand off the seal and it shines and glows a golden color, and now it is permanently just gold and way stronger. Gaara then gets healed all over, as Naruto then backs off, and Kankuro and Temari, still wary of him, act carefully while picking their little brother up. They then leave in silence, and they thank Naruto since he healed their brother, so yeah. Naruto would then go back to the village, seeing a bunch of snakes, and he would look back at Sasuke smirking. We got to a few minutes later as Naruto was flying through the sky, and Sasuke is barely able to breathe, as Naruto would soon just drop him down, and they land in the in the arena. This would make everyone see Naruto's angelic wings once again, and they would be amazed as Sasuke would then yell, "What, are you crazy?" "Oh, stop being such a crybaby," says Naruto. "At least I didn't drop you." Sasuke would then regain his breath, just like breathing heavily, as Naruto feels Hiruzen energy just depleting. Then he looks up to see a purple barrier, and he flies towards this barrier and sees Hiruzen fighting the two previous Kage, Then channeling power into his yin side, he creates a claw, which he then uses to burst through the barrier in an instant, shocking the Sound 4 and Orochimaru. Naruto would then land by Hiruzen, healing him and bringing him back to full strength. "So, it's you again." Naruto then takes out his blades. He sees the two Kage in front of him and runs past them in an instant as they get captured in arc balls. And then Naruto runs for Orochimaru, who is now scared. He then regurgitates out a sword from his mouth and blocks one of Naruto's slashes. The sheer impact of this hit breaks his wrist as Naruto then spins around, slashing both Orochimaru's arms off. Seeing this, the Sound 4 go for Naruto, but Hiruzen stops them, extending his adamantite staff and blowing them back with one hit. Naruto then sees Orochimaru's arms start to regenerate, and he quickly puts him in an arc ball as well. "I am sick of you trying to hurt everyone I know, so you need to go." Kabuto will then watch from far away as Orochimaru dies, screaming in pain, and he disintegrates. And at the same time as this happens, the zombie Kages just disappear. They just disintegrate as well, because they were also in arc balls. Hiruzen would then look at Naruto impressed, as the kid would turn back to look at him. "I guess you're not as strong as you used to be, old man. Maybe I should take your place." Naruto would then laugh jokingly, but now Hiruzen is legitimately considering making him a Kage, because he first thought that Naruto wasn't going to inherit much from his parents, so he would just be like an average strong shinobi, but he inherited everything from his parents. I mean, shit. So now after Orochimaru's snakes turn to nothing and just disappear, Jiraiya has no longer has a need to fight anything. So the village was wrecked still, but the worst had passed. The village was still wrecked though, and it needed to be fixed, but luckily there weren't many casualties due to Naruto. At this point, everyone started to think differently of him since he protected them. He earned the nickname of the Fallen Angel due to his angelic wings, but, crude personality. So as the village was recovering, Naruto was just put on a mission to go around healing people, and it was from the Hokage himself, so he couldn't refuse. We cut to Naruto in the streets as he was just walking around using his powers. He would kneel down to a hurt kid who was in a mother's arms, and as he would touch the kid's head, she is then enveloped in light, and instantly she heals. All her wounds disappear, and she wakes up to see Naruto. Naruto would have then gotten up and started to walk away, but he would hear the kid thank him. Naruto would then turn around, shocked to see the little girl smiling at him on her own 2 feet. The mother would then get up and bow to Naruto, saying, thank you so much." Naruto would then say it was nothing as he was kind of conflicted. He would go around just helping everyone, healing them, and his name would slowly become known throughout the shinobi world as the one who beat one of the Sannin. Kono Hagakure's fallen angel, Naruto Uzumaki. Now, due to Naruto killing Orochimaru, like I said, he was getting more famous and famous, and now he was actually in the bingo book, listing him as an S-rank threat. Now, despite Naruto doing his best, people still did die, so a lot of new graves were added to the Hidden Leaf Cemetery. Some people resented him for not being able to help them, but some of them were just grateful because he didn't have to help them at all. They all hated him, they've all messed with him, but he did. Now, after all this was over, Naruto was called to meet the Kage, as well as the elders, and even Danzo. He would then stand in front of them as the female elder said, "Naruto Uzumaki, you've done a great service to our village." "Yeah, how do you too," says Naruto. Hiruzen would then laugh as the female elder would look at Hiruzen and he would straighten up saying, "So Naruto, we'll get to the point. We're promoting you to the rank of Jonin." Naruto would then have a blank stare on his face as Hiruzen would speak. "You don't seem too content." "Well, of course not," says Naruto. "I thought you were going to finally tell me something I wanted to hear. Whatever, just hand me the vest." This would piss off Danzo as he would tell his Anbu to attack him, and 3 Anbu would just attack Naruto at lightning speed, appearing out of nowhere, and Hiruzen tells them to stop, but it was too late. But as Naruto would get stabbed, the Anbu's blades, they just shatter, and everyone is shocked. Naruto would then kick an Anbu in front of him, just sending him through a window that was behind Hiruzen, and he would quickly duck to avoid the oncoming Anbu. The Anbu would then break the window and he is gone, and in an instant the 2 other Anbu just drop with their mouths foaming. "What have you done?" asked Danzo. "I hit them," says Naruto, but more importantly, he would then raise his hand as Danzo is trapped in an arc ball, shocking everyone. "Tell me why I shouldn't kill you on the spot." Hiruzen would then tell Naruto to calm down, telling Danzo to apologize. Danzo would then refuse to do so as the ball just gets smaller, squeezing him. He can just kill him right away, but it's Danzo. He needs to be a bit tortured. He's a piece of shit. We just see Danzo yelling in pain as the male elder would get up saying, "For the love of God, Danzo, just apologize to the child." Danzo would then yell he's sorry, and he would fall at the arc ball and be heaving and just be breathing so hard when all of a sudden he gets a cut on his cheek. "I said give me a reason, but considering the fact that the old man keeps you around, you must be useful in some way. But if you do that again, I will kill you." Danzo would then sit back down, keeping his composure, as Hiruzen then gets out a Jonin vest and hands it to Naruto, who then leaves. When he leaves, Danzo would yell, "Why the hell would you do that? Hiruzen, that kid is dangerous." The female elder would then agree, saying, "Yes, indeed, and he's quite rude." Hiruzen would then speak with his voice full of anger. "And whose fault is that? Whose fault do you think that is? You idiots let the public know too much about him. So in doing so, you ruined his life. No wonder he doesn't mind killing you. No wonder he's not as loyal to our village as I thought he would be. If Kushina and Minato were still here, they would have killed you on the spot. As you can see, he inherited the Kekkei Genkai. Soon he'll be able to destroy nations like nothing, just like his father once did. And when he's that strong, I still want him to be on our side. Excuse me." He would then stand up and leave as we cut to Naruto walking through the streets wearing his Jonin vest, and everyone who saw this would be congratulating him, saying, "Good job, kid, thank you so much." All these comments make him feel a bit weird, but it doesn't feel bad, And he would then just wave to everyone. He feels a bit like a celebrity. He's just gonna enjoy it. He hates these people still a bit, but he's just gonna enjoy this. So soon he would make it to Ichiraku and see Teuchi as he says hi. "Good to see you, kid." "So, Jonin." Naruto then says, "Yeah, now people won't stop thanking me." Teuchi would then laugh, saying that he can have a free bowl of ramen on him today, and Naruto would be happy as he then sees Ayame and he says hi. Ayame is Teuchi's daughter. So as Ayame and Tucci finish making his ramen, he goes to eat it, and then two Chunin approach him at the shop and then interrupt Naruto, who was eating. He would then say sorry for messing with him when he was like a little younger, and Naruto would say he forgives them, and so they leave. Naruto doesn't forgive them, but he just wants to eat some ramen in peace. Tucci and Ayame would then laugh at this, seeing how badly he just wants to be left alone, and it's just hilarious to them. So soon after eating, Naruto just goes to the same spot he and Jiraiya trained the most, which was by like a little river, and he would take off his shirt and start doing two-fingered push-ups, basically like nothing. But he did this for an hour straight on his right hand, and after doing this with his dominant right hand, he switches it up and starts using his left. But this is when Jiraiya would have found him, and all of a sudden Naruto feels a huge amount of weight on his back. I know I'm freakishly strong, but this is still annoying, you know. Jiraiya was now sitting on Naruto's back, and he would laugh, saying, "Oh, come on, I'm helping you by doing this. Besides, we have to talk." As Naruto would keep doing two-finger push-ups with his left hand, Jiraiya would talk, saying that soon he wants to make Naruto come travel with him and just explore the world so they can also train. Naruto would actually love this idea, as he then asked Jiraiya if they're going to be leaving soon. Nah. He would then jump off Naruto, who would then get out of the push-up position. "We're gonna train our socks off until you get full control of your dark side," says Jiraiya, "and I'm gonna teach you everything I know." Naruto would then be excited, going to hug Jiraiya, who would tell him to get away because he's sweaty. Now, as the two keep horsing around, a few feet away, we'd see in the trees Kisame and Itachi watching them. "So, should we attack him now?" asked Kisame. Itachi would then calmly think about this and say no. He beat a Sani. Whether or not that is true, we still need to be careful. Also, it seems he's becoming the Toad Sage's apprentice. This is going to be harder than we thought. Kisame would then laugh, saying, "Whatever you say, but I still think you're being a bit too cautious." He then teleports away, as Itachi would teleport away as well, and the days go a little smoother. During these days, Naruto would actually learn a technique called Hellblaze, which was actually only usable by his father. So Jiraiya would just like tell him how to do it, how he saw his father do it. Now you may be wondering why no one else seems to know about Kushina and Minato's powers. For Minato, who was really Meliodas in disguise, he only needed his incredible demonic strength for most fights, which actually made him the fastest person ever because he was just so strong and just so fast. Because, yeah, he only used his demon powers when he wanted to finish things fast, but he made sure no one actually saw him. As for Kushina, aka Elizabeth, she actually did use her angel wings, so people actually saw her, but that's about it. No one actually knew about her other goddess abilities, and no one really ever saw her eyes transform. She kept that under lock and key. She mostly relied on Kurama and her amazing chakra control. So now that Naruto has actually shown his wings, people are starting to speculate he may be related to her, which is starting some crazy theories. Not that they're wrong. So anyway, Naruto will learn to control Hellblaze quite easily because they're purgatorial flames. They're natural for demons. He did it quite easily, and it did not take over him like his yin side. He also learned Hellblaze enchant, so with this, he could just put Hellblaze on his daggers, and if he cuts you, you are dead. It is as strong as Amaterasu, maybe even stronger, because it actually comes from hell. So during his training, Naruto would always send Sasuke snooping around, and Sasuke was actually trying to study Naruto's powers so that somehow he could replicate them with this Tutomoe. But this never worked. He could never copy Hellblaze or Naruto's dark powers, and it pissed him off. He just wondered what the hell these powers were. What the hell is this weird ability? Honestly, at this point, he doesn't think it's a Kekkei Genkai. He just thinks it's a weird release. So he asked Kakashi for more training, and so he pushed his Sharingan and body to become stronger just to match Naruto. By this point, it had been a week, and we cut to Sakura in the forest as she then stands in front of a tree. She then puts her hand in front of it as she then breathes and makes a fist when all of a sudden the tree just blows up. As this happens, Sakura falls down, breathing heavily as she then hears a voice. "Not bad," says Naruto. She would then turn around to see him and she bows, and this makes Naruto feel weirded out. Whoa, you don't have to do that. Why did you do that? Sakura would then be confused, saying, "Well, in a way, you're like my master, right?" "I guess, but that technique, that was all you. But it seems like you don't have enough chakra to create damage like that constantly." You would then think about it as Sakura would then laugh, saying, "See, like a master, you're observing what I do, and you're trying to help me." Naruto can't really say much against that, and he actually helps Sakura despite still having a bit of hatred for her. So we cut to the next day, and Naruto is called in by Hiruzen, and Anbu comes into his house and tells him that he needs to go. So he goes. When he arrives, opening the doors to the office, all he sees his tits. He then trips and falls backwards, and he gets up to see in front of him, Tsunade, a blonde-haired woman. What the hell? Don't get up in my face like that. Wait a minute. Are you? He would then get up to see that she is a Sanin. Well, yeah, the slug Sanin, whatever the hell she uses. And he gets excited. This is really the same brat who killed Orochimaru, Tsunade. Jiraiya would then say, he doesn't like being called a brat. You're only making him mad. She would then scoff at this as she would then go to look at Naruto again. But as she does, Naruto is gone. And she hears his voice behind her. Hey, old man, is she here to train me too? Tsunade was baffled at his speed, and as she turns around, she sees Jiraiya, who scoffs at her, basically signaling, you shouldn't have made fun of my apprentice and my student. Ryuzen would then say that she only came here to see the guy who beat her last teammate. Naruto, hearing this, would actually turn around serious, saying, oh, right, at a certain point you were a team. I'm sorry, but he was trying to kill the old man. I had no choice. Tsunade would then say it's fine as she then gets up close and personal, inspecting Naruto's body. And Naruto isn't really nervous because that's just how he is. And he knows that she's only checking like his body and muscles because she's a ninja too. You know, she's one of the greatest ninja. So, like what you see, says Naruto. Tsunade would then tap him on the shoulder saying, not bad, kid. I would train you, but honestly, you don't need it. Well then, that's really all that you came here for, asked Naruto. Tsunade would then say she also wanted to see his powers, and hearing this, Naruto would just release his energy, and she would feel the sheer amount of his power emanating, like just from this little boy. I'm not surprised he lost her exactly like your parents, says Tsunade. You're not gonna tell me about them either, are you? Says Naruto. He would then stop releasing his power. Tsunade kind of stutters, not knowing how to answer him, and he says that it's fine. He says it's nice to meet her, and then he hopes that they meet again. But when he goes to leave, Hiruzen stops him, saying, I actually have a mission for you. You're a Jonin now. You gotta do something. It's a B rank. Good luck. Naruto would then grab the scroll as he then poofs out of the room and goes out to the streets of Konoha. Naruto will be receiving hellos as he would then be heading to the gate, and while he's going to leave, he meets Shikamaru, who was actually walking around with Choji, and he was wearing a Jonin vest as well because he got promoted. By the way, everyone got promoted to Chunin, just because. Well, except for Choji, he didn't pass, but yeah. So, yeah. Choji would then say, sup, Naruto, you want to come with us? We're gonna get some food. Naruto would then say, no, I got my first mission as a Jonin, so I have to leave. Maybe next time. What rank is it? asked Shikamaru. Naruto would then sprout his wings, saying, B rank. As he says this, he blasts into the air, flapping his wings as he just leaves, and the departure just pushes the two back. Yeah, that will never not be cool, says Shikamaru. So we got to a few hours later as Naruto would be flying across the land. His mission was to stop a nearby organization from starting their own plans and taking over one of the villages in the Leaf. So he was headed to the village being controlled by the organization. However, he would then sense something as he sees a giant sword just heading for him. This sword would then grow a mouth as it goes to eat him, and he would stick his hand out, yelling Hellblaze. He would then land back down as the weird sword falls, just squirming, and it is covered in fire, and then it turns to nothing but ash. Come out already. I don't know what that was, but Kisame would then appear right behind him, pissed, about to punch him, when Naruto would then quickly react to his left hook. He would then spin around as he then elbows him in the face, and Kisame would start to bleed from his nose, as he then feels extreme pain in the stomach all of a sudden. How is this possible? Thinks Kisame. He would then start to be hit all over until Itachi steps in, staring at Naruto's eyes as he tries to put him in a genjutsu. But as he tries to, Naruto's demon eyes were turned on, reflecting the genjutsu right back at him. He would then fall from the tree he was standing on, and Naruto would see him as he then quickly threw Kisame in his direction. This slams Kisame into Itachi as he was falling, and this sends the two just through a bunch of trees as Naruto then sighs. Well, that was a letdown. His eyes would then go back to normal as he then notices that they actually changed, but he doesn't know why. But as he does this, Itachi and Kisame's chakra signatures just quickly disappear. Huh, they retreated. Smart choice, says Naruto. He would then decide to run on foot, and he makes it to the village, and he then quickly destroys the entire operation, which takes about a day. And because he was told not to make too much of a scene, he posed as a normal citizen, and he used his brain and systematically destroyed the entire gang from the inside by making them kill each other, spreading rumors and all that. When he was done, the gang was just gone, and Naruto took care of them as he then returned the money that they stole from the people, and then he went back to the village. When he flew back, he landed at the gate and his wings disappeared. Hey Naruto, says one of the guards. How'd the mission go? Pretty easy. It was kind of annoying though, replies Naruto. He would then head inside, saying hi to the two guards as he then teleports to Hiruzen's office. And when he poofed into Hiruzen's office, he would appear in front of him, bowing down. "I finished the mission," says Naruto. Hiruzen would then be surprised. "You're back already. I told you not to draw too much attention to yourself." Naruto would get up, handing him his scroll, which had a report on the mission, and he would say, "I know, I still did it. I didn't draw attention. Do you have anything else for me?" Naruto was actually raring to go and leave the village again because getting out of the village is awesome because he just gets to fly around and just have fun and kill people or scumbags. And Hiruzen says that he actually has nothing, so Naruto would leave disappointed. And as he leaves, Hiruzen reads the report and he sees that Naruto described two men wearing strange robes. He met two Akatsuki members? They weren't that strong. What does he mean? He would keep reading as Naruto describes what he thinks might be a Sharingan that a man had, and he thinks that it might have been an Uchiha. This would surprise Hiruzen as we then cut to Naruto heading into the Uchiha compound. Wow, this place is desolate, thinks Naruto. He would then head for where Sasuke's chakra signature is, and he finds his house. Then he knocks on the door, and when Sasuke answered and opened, he looked a bit tired and mad. "What do you want?" asked Sasuke. "I think I found your brother on a mission." Sasuke would then turn on his two Tomoe, asking, "Where is he?" "Well, he's certain not here, I can tell you that," says Naruto. He would then start walking away, saying that he just wanted to let Sasuke know, but that's about it. However, as he's leaving, Sasuke would ask him to stop and fight him. Naruto would then turn around surprised, but he would agree because he thought that this was just a friendly little sport. But to Sasuke, this meant way more. Sasuke would bring Naruto to where his family usually sparred, which was just like a wide field, and Naruto started to stretch, but he sees that Sasuke looks really tense. Sasuke would then be thinking back to when Naruto used to act weak, and we see Naruto as he was punched, holding his stomach in pain. He would then look up to see Sasuke as he gets kicked in the face, and he's sent out of the fighting ring. "Sasuke Uchiha wins," says Iruka. All the girls would then be cheering for Sasuke as Naruto would then get up, actually with no bruises at all. And then he noticed, and Sasuke actually noticed this, but before he could say anything, Naruto ran away, and everyone started laughing at him. Iruka then sighs, feeling bad for Naruto, as Sasuke would then think, "Coward." We then go back to the present as Sasuke lunges at Naruto using the wildfire dance, but Naruto dodges all his kicks and punches as he then slams a kick in his chest. This sends Sasuke flying, but he manages to catch himself, shocking Naruto. He's been training. Then I'll kick it up a notch. He then appears right behind Sasuke, who goes to punch him, but Naruto catches his punch, and by slightly twisting his arm with just enough force, Sasuke feels his feet lift off the ground as Naruto then just palm strikes him in the stomach. This sends Sasuke into a tree as he then falls down to his knees, and he sees Naruto smiling in a battle stance, and it pisses him off. As he stands up, Naruto looks to see that he has his three Tomoe, and this surprises him. "Let's end this," says Sasuke. He would then hold his hand out as he starts using Chidori, and Naruto makes a fist covering it in an arc energy, and he starts using his Invigorate technique. They then ran at each other until they just clashed, and this caused a huge burst of energy to just destroy the landscape. As the dust clears from this little clash, we see the two in a crater, and Sasuke is on the ground passed out, and Naruto looks at him. Damn, to evolve like that in battle, he's pretty strong, just not strong enough. He then picks up Sasuke and takes him home. Entering his house, he lays him down on the futon, and he leaves him, and soon Sasuke wakes up, only to see that it was night. Realizing that he obviously lost, Sasuke gets even more pissed as he then goes to the bathroom to wash his face and calm down. When he washes his face, he then looks in the mirror to see that he has a 3 Tomoe. When did this happen? He would then check to see if this was real, and it was, but even with that, he still lost. He would think he wasn't even using his full power. Damn it! He would slam his hand on the sink, slightly breaking it, as he then stepped out to just calm down, and he looked at the stars. This is when he would sense something, and in front of him stood the Sound 4. They invite him to come meet Orochimaru, and Sasuke laughs, saying that he's dead. They say that that's technically true, but if he comes with them, he can still get that power he wants. This would lead to Sasuke fighting them, but even though he did better than the original, with their numbers they overwhelmed him. After losing, he was given the proposition, and he could stay in the village and stay weak, or he could come to meet them tomorrow in the forest outside of Konoha. Sasuke, feeling lost and weak, contemplated this as we cut to the next day and we see Sasuke with a backpack as he was taking a route out of Konoha. But then he feels a presence and stops. So he followed me. What do you want, Sakura? We then turn around to see Sakura, who would say, Sasuke, where are you going? None of your business. I'm not letting you lead the village. You'll have to kill me before you leave, says Sakura. Sasuke will then appear behind her, saying gladly. However, as he goes to attack her, she turns around and goes to punch him. Sasuke dodges this punch, but he just feels the sheer power behind it. But still being better at her than taijutsu, he manages to punch her hard enough in the stomach to knock her out. And then he left her there and he went to meet the Sound 4. A few hours later, Sakura burst into the Hokage's office saying that Sasuke left, and yeah, he left the village on his own. Hiruzen, hearing this, would then send out for certain people to go retrieve him. In a few minutes, Naruto, Shikamaru, Choji, Neji, and Kiba are called to Hiruzen's office. When they arrive, Neji asks why Sasuke left. I do not know, but what I do know is he's being backed up by powerful individuals, says Hiruzen. Damn it, that idiot. I'm going out ahead, says Naruto. I can sense his chakra signature, but it's starting to fade. He would then open one of the windows in the room and then jump out as he sprouts his wings and he starts leaving. The others jump out of the window as well, following him, and Naruto just goes fast enough for them to follow him, but not lose him. When they're following Naruto, soon they catch up to the Sound 4, and Naruto recognizes them, and it seems like they're holding Sasuke in a sealed box of some sorts. Things would go as in the original, and everyone gets mashed up against the Sound 4, leaving eventually only Sasuke, who gets out of the box and starts running away on his own. Naruto flies after him, and this time when Kimimaro tried to stop Naruto, he literally could not. Like, he was flying. Naruto was flying away. So he ends up fighting Lee still, who then ends up getting help from Sakura, and she finally got permission to go after the others. This actually brings Sakura and Lee closer together in this time, as she finally starts to like Lee more because at least he's willing to put his life on the line for her, unlike Sasuke, who barely notices her. But her feelings are still a bit iffy. Not that I think any of you give a fuck, but just a little character development for Sakura. So soon we zoom into the Valley of the End as Naruto and Sasuke stand on top of the statues of Hashirama and Madara. Sasuke, what the hell are you doing, man? Sasuke would then lift up his head, activating his cursed seal mark, which then proceeds to envelop his body. I'm an Avenger, Naruto. I can't be tied down to the leaf like you. Naruto would then say, oh please, I'm just not crazy enough to desert the village and have people following me. Yeah? Really? But you're stronger than them. For some reason, you just don't want to leave. Why is that? Asked Sasuke. You have your reasons, and I have mine. Now come back to the village. Sasuke then says no as they rush at each other, running along the arms of the giant statues until they jump off of them and clash. This would send out shockwaves as Naruto then kicks Sasuke in the stomach, and he barely catches it, activating his second form curse mark. Ha! Gotcha. Did you? Says Naruto. Sasuke would then get cut in the stomach as Naruto would then spin, smacking his foot against Sasuke's noggin. This would send Sasuke into the waterfall nearby. However, he manages to land and he jumps at Naruto, sending a huge fireball at him. Naruto would fly through the fireball, surprising Sasuke as he would then get punched in the stomach. He then kicks him in the neck, but Sasuke manages to block it. However, Naruto appears above him with a drop kick. Sasuke would be hit in the stomach as he gets slammed into the water, and it causes the water to just, push out, uncontrollably hitting Naruto, who is still midair. As the water calms down, Naruto sees Sasuke just climbing out of the water, spitting out blood as he then looks up at him. You won't stop me, Naruto. He would then open up his pouch, throwing a bunch of kunai at Naruto, and Naruto takes out his daggers, one of his daggers deflecting them easily. Then Naruto would dash down, landing on the water, as him and Sasuke start going into a proper taijutsu battle. No weapons, no jutsu, just straight fist. And Naruto is of course dominating. However, this fight will go on for a while, with Sasuke not be able to do anything, even with his cursed form. It only barely manages to keep him alive, and the most it can do right now is take hits from Naruto. Soon, Naruto slams Sasuke into a wall nearby using a giant hand made from his yin side, and then he appears in front of Sasuke, who would look up at him, unable to do anything. This is when Naruto starts walking away, confusing Sasuke, as he then gets up. Where are you going? Don't pity me, Naruto. I can still fight enough, yells Naruto. Sasuke would then see a mark appear on his cheek, which started to grow across his face. I'll leave you for now, says Naruto. I'm pretty sure you won't stop trying to leave, so go ahead, leave, go train, become stronger, beat Itachi if you can, that is. But in the end, I will personally kill you myself. He would then stick out his wings and just leave, flying to the sky, and seeing this, Sasuke would run away as fast as he could from the Valley of the End. He gets far but loses consciousness. However, as he's about to fall, he gets caught by Kabuto in a hood. He seems disfigured as half of his face seems to look like Orochimaru's now. Quite impressive, Sasuke. But apparently, it's still not enough. We then cut to Naruto as he is somewhere in the forest walking around thinking why he let Sasuke go. He had also picked up Sakura and Lee and he found them knocked out when he was coming back. What sucks is, for a short while, I did consider him a friend, thanks Naruto. This is when he would sense footsteps, and as soon as he does in front of him, he would see Kakashi, Guy, and a bunch of other Jonins and Chunin like Iruka. Naruto, what happened? Asked Iruka. I let him go. Sasuke's gone. Everyone would then be shocked as Kakashi says, well, where did he go? Did you find out anything? No, not exactly. Regardless, he's gone, but what about the others? Guy would then say that they're being taken care of right now, and Naruto says, alright. He then walks to the crowd of Jonin, who end up following him back to the Leaf, wondering what happened between him and Sasuke, but obviously Naruto did beat his ass. Soon they all arrive at Konoha, and Naruto finds everyone in the hospital. He leaves Sasuke and Lee in the hospital as well. He would then heal them using arc energy, and then after doing this, he would go home and lay on his couch. He would just stay there for hours until he hears a knock on his door. When he goes to open it, he sees Jiraiya. Sup, kid? He would then enter, sitting down on one of his couches, as Naruto would say, hey, Pervy Sage. He would then sit by him, asking what he's here for. Jiraiya would then say that he thinks it's time for them to take that trip. On one condition, says Naruto. Tell me about my parents. Kid, I can't, says Jiraiya. That I'm not coming with you. No one wants to tell me anything. At this point, I'm starting to think that they were criminals. Yeah, they were probably scum. And that's why you won't tell me about them. I know you don't mean that, but fine. I can tell you one thing. Your parents, they were the kindest people I've ever met. Your mom was sometimes so nice you would think she was an angel. But she's willing to fight for those she loved. Your father, well, your father was quite the character. He was so overprotective of everyone, but he was always burdening everyone's feelings. He was dependable. Honestly, it's amazing he ended up being my student. He was way stronger than I was. Without noticing it, Jiraiya would actually end up telling Naruto a lot about his parents, their habits, but he never mentioned their names, or anything that he wasn't allowed to say to the boy. By the end, Naruto would agree to travel with Jiraiya, but as Jiraiya was happy and about to leave, Naruto asked him something. Hey, Pervy Sage, did my parents like this place? Did they like this village? Did they love these people that much? Yeah, they did, kid. We will then leave as Naruto goes to make food for himself, and while he does so, him and Kurama decide to talk for a bit. So by the next day, Naruto packed up all his stuff, and he goes to Hiruzen to ask where Jiraiya was, but he found Jiraiya there. Naruto would then tell Hiruzen something that would surprise him. When I get back, I'm gonna take your spot, old man. He would then poof away as Jiraiya laughs, and he poofs away as well, and Hiruzen says, so, wanna be Hokage? Alright then. Besides, I've been at this too long, thanks Hiruzen. Naruto would then be leaving when people would notice this and say goodbye to him, and soon they leave the gate of the village. And Naruto leaves with Jiraiya, and they keep talking. So, where are we going first? Asked Naruto. Well, let's visit a hot spring, then I can teach you the Rasengan. The jutsu of the fourth Hokage? Jiraiya would then answer, yeah, he never... Where will their adventures take them? What will Naruto learn among his travels? What will happen to Sasuke, and how has Naruto's power really impacted this world? Will Naruto ever meet his parents? I guess you're gonna have to find out in the next part, because this is where I'm leaving it off. Well, welcome to the end of the first part of the Naruto series, in the What If series. Now we're gonna move on to Shippuden, and Naruto's gonna destroy motherfuckers. When he gets back from his travels, bro, I'm not even joking, no one will be able to beat Naruto, and I don't really care what anybody says. He's a demon prince. He's a demon, and he's half like angel god, whatever the hell you want to call him. There's no reason why if he trains and comes back, like, he's gonna destroy people. There's no need for me to hold back then. And yeah, I mean, at most the Shippuden series will only last like 4 parts. Yeah, I'm enjoying this so much. So yeah, that's the end of that. I will be continuing this, of course. I'm gonna finish it this time, I swear I will. You guys keep enjoying this one. I'll be working on What If Asta Was Zoro. I also made a new thumbnail. Here it is. I think it looks pretty dope. My man Zoro looking fly as hell. So yeah, this is where I'm gonna leave it off. I keep stumbling. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share this with anybody else who might like what is. And The Discord is down in the description. Go check it out. Have fun, enjoy yourself, and yeah, see you guys next time.